Hi, all you creatures, all you sentient beings. It's good to be a sentient being, isn't it? You know about what's going on. Uh, I don't know if animals like dogs are considered sentient beings. Um, they don't know what's going on. They don't understand the danger of a car, that's for sure, or a number of other things that separate us from the animal, the world of animals. But I think they're considered sentient beings. I'm going to make an educated guess that sentient is derived from the same word that senses is derived from, since it's very similar in spelling. Um, it is. It is. January 13th, 2023. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon, I think. I always have trouble. Why is it so difficult? It's more like 1:30 in the afternoon. So it's beautiful. I call this an Annie Leibovitz sky. Take a look. You see this kind of cloud cover? Now that's a ceiling for sure, but I call it Annie Leibovitz because her photography she's the master of soft lighting. She's the master of it. She's been doing it for a long time. Good Lord, from the Rolling Stones days when that magazine was first put together. She must have gotten involved at a very young age there, because she's a senior citizen now, I'm sure, and she went bankrupt. I had some people give me a little pushback about my photography as a career opinion. It's not a good selection for a career. It just isn't. And the website for the state of Pennsylvania, the Commerce website, they have some cool stuff on there. And one of the things they did was results of a research indicating the best and the worst career choices ranked from the top being the best to the bottom being the worst. Guess what was at the bottom? I think there was 500 choices on there. Guess what's on the bottom? Photography. It was either the bottom or second from the bottom. Too much competition, too difficult, to get people to pull money out of their pockets. But what worked for me was having commercial clients. And it's so much different asking somebody to take money out of their own pocket, in a personal, private situation, or asking a business or proposing to a business, hey, you do this, it'd be good for your business. And the way you want to go there is with businesses. Now, I had enough business opportunities to make it good in photography. One blew up on me. One I got, Urban Engineers, I pulled in, God, 1 year, a single client, I think they were over 20 grand that year, pretty sure, between 20 and 30 G's. For one client, for 1 year, that's not bad. And then, after I got the career at Bell, like within a year, less than a year of Bell hiring me as a Bell Atlantic employee, I got an opportunity. I mentioned this in another video, but I made the opportunity. One of the things I can say about anything that I've earned, any career that I've had, I've done it all myself. I haven't had any help from family. That's a joke. My family, but not all families are like the Huxtables or the Brady Bunch. Okay, there's a lot of dysfunctional families, and I definitely came from one. That being said, I'm not here to pour out my sour grapes. So it's a bad choice of careers, I can tell you. I pursued the commercial angle, with businesses as customers, and that's still really hard. But I got it was just easier. People, I think, find it easier to spend money on their business as a proprietor or an entrepreneur than it is to take money out of their own pocket. I think Tim Draper said that, he's a venture capitalist billionaire, very successful, and I love listening to him talk. And he doesn't take a private jet anywhere. He goes on an airline and gets a regular ticket and coach. And asked why he doesn't do better for himself there. He says, well, you're going to find out. The more money people have, the cheaper they get. And that's true. Except for me. and my Irish lineage. The Irish and money, you know, it's funny that green is the color of the Irish because they can't hold on to it very well. My father was a hard-working man, and he really did well in his profession. He's a brush salesman after World War II was over, and he was very good at closing deals, meeting customers, having relationships with customers. But once he got the money, he couldn't hold on to it. He's a gambleholic. He loved to gamble. Thanks for passing that on to me, Dad. As one of several things that were of dubious quality that you passed on to me. Anyway, do not be a photographer. And if you do, specialize in something. Like my aerial photography got me a lot of work, a lot of business and a lot of work. And I kind of carved a niche for myself there. But there's competition no matter what you choose. And there was really stiff competition in aerial photography. And at a certain point I was thinking, how am I ever going to make a living at this? And I got a couple of breaks. But, after my divorce and my expenses tripled overnight, I couldn't, it just didn't work. I wasn't getting enough business. But that would change. And as I got into the career of Bell, I got an offer to do a countrywide job for a construction company out of Akron, Ohio, Lathrop Construction. It's so crazy because leading up to the career of Bell, I struggled pretty much my whole life financially. I'd be working, a second job, a third job, whatever, especially when I was married to make ends meet. But then I did it when I was divorced too, just to keep from going bankrupt. I never declared bankruptcy, and I hold that accomplishment and achievement very close to my heart. I never wanted to declare bankruptcy and put my financial mistakes on somebody else's plate to resolve. I just never liked that idea. That being said, the credit cards were a bunch of jackholes. They just kept on threatening me. They put a bald fist in my face saying, but I was never late with a payment. I might have been late back in the days where you had to mail a check, and I couldn't figure out exactly when the mail would deliver the check a week ahead of time. So occasionally there might have been a late payment event. When your credit score is low and you do a late payment, they just throw everything in the book at you and then some. Everything and the kitchen sink. They just send you all these threatening letters. And then when I got to the point where I was paying them all off, they kept on sending me these threatening letters. So obviously there was a logarithm. This is the 90s, okay? There's a logarithm or some kind of if-then statement in their computer programming. Hey, you throw all the shit you can at this person, throw it in their face, regardless of whether they're paying us back or not. They still suck. I got all these letters from the credit card company. I'd pay them, and I ended up paying them off full. I went from $46,000 in credit card debt in 97 to having no credit card debt in 2000. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Plus, support myself, pay child support, do everything else in addition to the 46 grand. As of right now, I have zero credit card debt. And I use the credit card because my dog that I adopted before I moved to this apartment I'm in now, that was 2 years ago, isn't it? January 2020 when I moved in here. She's a perfectly healthy dog, wonderful dog. I've had several videos with her, and I miss her terribly. She got sick from the insecticide they were spraying in my place, and it pisses me off to this day. It shouldn't have happened the way it did, but it did. So right now, my dog is not with me. I don't know if you can see the seat next to me, but there's usually a dog crate right here. Well, they sprayed my apartment again yesterday with this insecticide, and I decided this dog not going to be exposed to that as much as I can help it. So I got some friends to take the dog for like 3 nights. Pick him up again tomorrow to come back. I'm trying to protect him from this insecticide. So those are little things about what's going on with me right now. Tesla. This company, it's mind-boggling what they're doing. And to see their stock price struggling, it's come back. It was down to 100. Now it's like around $1.20, $1.18, 19, something like that. That stock is going, in 4 or 5 years, that stock is going to be worth $2,000, in my opinion, or more. They're an energy company. They're a registered electric utility in Texas. You can buy your energy from Tesla. Where do they get it from? The sun and the wind. They don't burn any fossil fuels. And it's just like the model is so perfect. Like he came up with the perfect model, you know. You put a solar roof, the Tesla solar roof with those cool, you know, tiles and shingles that they have, and they're solar panels. Each tile, each shingle is a solar panel. You have that source of electricity feeding into your power wall, which is a big battery you hang on your garage wall. That's being fed by the solar power all the time. Then when there's an interruption of power or something like that, the power wall's there. Take you through the next 2 or 3 days. Anyway, the volume of shares that are traded with this company is just mind-blowing. At first, I mean, leading up to last year, it was like maybe 40 million shares a day, maybe 30, 40 million shares a day. Now, a day doesn't go by where they don't exceed, where they do not exceed their average daily volume, and that average daily volume keeps going up. So it was about a month ago, like maybe 60, 70 million shares, average daily volume. Now it's like 110 or 115 million shares, and that's the average. I can tell you, for at least the last 5 to 10 days in a row, they've gone way over the average volume. So, I mean, they traded 222 million shares, 223 million shares a couple days ago. Just think of that. Let's just average it out at $100 a share. It's more than that. It's like 120 a share. I mean, you do the math on that. It's billions and billions of dollars that are exchanged in shares of Tesla every day. Every day. I mean, that tells you right there, there's international interest in this company and what they're doing and their objectives. And they are catching on like wildfire, man. Like wildfire. It's amazing what that company is doing. Now, I went through a severe loss because of them, especially the last 3 months of 22. It was just something came together. All the right things came together to make it a perfect short. And wow, did they plummet? Oh my God, they went crashing down. But now I held on to my Bitcoin and I held on to my shares of Tesla, and now they're both making a comeback right now. I think we're right at the beginning of a 4-year cycle, meaning the next 3 years should be pretty darn good. So we'll see. Anyway, I hope your ship comes in, whatever the name of the ship is. I hope it's not the Titanic. You don't want to get on that ship, especially Captain Smith at the helm. Oh, and okay, so the Eagles don't play this week, but it's wild card weekend with in the National Football League, and the Giants and the Cowboys are the one that we're interested in, because I think the winner of that game plays the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, peace out, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.